Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Wander and Prepare. Today we're going to talk about EDC and specifically this little kit from Roaring Fire. So on the weekends, this is pretty much what I wear. I actually have a name for this look. It's called Homeless Dad. But the problem is with gym shorts, it's really hard to fit a lot of things in the pocket. So for reference, this is my keys and my wallet in one pocket. So you see how much it already sticks out. In my other one, I usually have my phone, but I want to start carrying more EDC stuff. So I came up with this kit. Roaring Fire Gear actually sent this to me, but I'm kind of liking it. So we'll unpack it in a minute, but just show you what it looks like in the pocket. So once you put it in, it's there, you can feel it. You know, it's definitely a bigger thing in the pocket, but it allows me to carry a whole lot more things. And let's go ahead and unpack it and show you what I got in it. Here we go. So here's the kit from Roaring Fire. So you can come on in, get a little bit of close up of it and see what it looks like. So there's one side of it. It's got some hook and loop here that you can put you a morale patch on here. Got a couple pockets on one side. On the other pocket, it's got another little place you can put like a morale patch. And then a little zipper compartment here. And here's the main zipper here. So let's unpack it and see what it looks like. All right, so on the outside, let's just start there. So I actually put this on the outside of the kit. And let me show you what this is. So this is, if I can figure out how to get it off here. Ah, it unscrews, there we go. I forgot how it worked. All right, so on the outside, I have this, and it's basically comes with a little keychain and the two little loops, but it's basically a charging cord. And what's cool about it is it kind of makes a lanyard once you put it on there. And it just really helps, one, to get a good hold of it. Two, it adds as kind of a zipper pull. But three, I have a charging cable that will charge anything that I have in my pocket, and it's conveniently on my kit. So really easily, once you put it in the pocket, I kind of put it like that, so when you put it in, it doesn't move around. But it is completely strong enough, super thick actually, if I wanted to carry it around. I was actually thinking about for women, my wife even, if she wanted to carry this, she could literally hang it like this, kind of carry it in her pocket, or just throw the whole thing in her purse. So all right, let's unpack it and see what else I got. So first, let's start with this zippered pocket here. So I actually have a Wazoo fire card in there. And if you don't know what that is, you should definitely look it up. But basically this is tinder that I can use to start a fire. So really cool. And something that I just, again, it's the size of a credit card, so super easy to put in there, but it's wallet size, waterproof, weatherproof, wind resistant, and of course it is a fire starter. So that's the first thing I have, and that's in the little outside zipper pocket. All right, on the other side, I have a flashlight and a knife. So for the flashlight, I have the Nightcore EDC 17. Now, if you're not familiar with this flashlight, it is a really cool one, and it comes with 3 different modes. So it has a regular flashlight, it has a laser light, and then it has a UV light. So basically on the side, it's got like a little switch. Push it up and it comes on. And then you have the other where you keep pushing and it kind of increases the intensity of that. Well, then you have a mode button there. You press that, that changes the mode of it. Press it again, that changes the mode to another one. So ultimately you got your regular light, you got a laser light, and then you have a UV light. And then you just pull it back down and then that turns it off. So that's the EDC 17 from Nightcore. One of my favorite lights. I do love the O-Light, but this one was just a little bit slimmer profile once I was putting this together, and a little bit better for this kit. All right, the knife, I couldn't figure out which knife I wanted to use with this, but I ended up going with the Civivi Yonder, and this is a Zach Whitmore design. First off, I just love a sheep's foot blade, and I love the fact that it's just a blade kind of that does it all. It's just really good. The tip is just a little bit lower, so when you come to opening boxes and things like that, it's really good. So one of my favorite blade shapes. So this particular knife is in 14C 28N. So super inexpensive knife, by the way, but also an incredibly capable knife. So 14C 28N is a pretty good steel, holds a pretty crazy edge, decent edge retention, but actually really strong for being a cheaper steel. And also it is a stainless steel. All right, so this is the knife that I use. So again, the Civivi Yonder, a Zach Whitmore design. All right, now let's open up the inside of it. And I will show you as I open it, kind of here's the inside. And I don't think I really intended for this to happen, but once I got started, I kind of just had the black tool theme with everything that I'm having. So basically everything's kind of got the black theme to it. All right, so let's start from the inside, and I'll start with this side. So in the back here, I have a Write in the Rain notepad. So these things are super handy and just really awesome. So if you're not familiar with Write in the Rain, ultimately, wet weather, these pages can get wet, they can do whatever, and you can still write on them, especially if you have a Write in the Rain pen. But just a really easy pad, good way to take notes if I'm out, if I think of something, have a video idea, if I need to leave a note for somebody, it's a good thing to do. And Write in the Rain usually has some pretty cool little tips and things and ideas for things that you can do. But just a really cool little notebook, and got like little measurements on there and everything that you guys can use. So really neat to have. Also takes up little to no space. Now, second thing, if I'm gonna have a Write in the Rain notebook, I need a Write in the Rain pen. So this is the pen. Really small profile. But what's cool about it is it comes apart, and then you tack it on like that, and now you have basically a full-size pen. Obviously it doesn't hold like a ton of ink, but for everyday carry, just things I want to write down, this is absolutely going to be fine. And again, it is a Write in the Rain pen, so it doesn't matter if it's wet outside, if it's raining outside, underwater, this thing will write. So really good pen, and again, crazy small form factor, but just perfect for a little EDC kit like this. All right, so the only thing not really black in here that I have is my little micro tweezers. So these are some titanium tweezers, and see the top there? They're all together into one piece, but titanium is super strong, and tweezers is just one of those things that, like, somewhat unnecessary, but since I've carried tweezers on the regular, I find more and more reasons that, hey, I need tweezers from time to time, and they're just a really good thing to have if you have space for them. And again, who wouldn't have space for something that small? But usually it's how do you carry something that small, and this is the perfect way to do that. So little titanium tweezers, I think, are just an absolute lifesaver when you need them. All right, so for my fire, I didn't do a ferro rod or anything like that. I just did a classic Bic lighter. Now, if you pay attention, I actually take the little safety feature off, and you just pop that thing out, and it just makes it so much easier to light. But Bic lighters, they are crazy reliable, hardly ever fail. If you get them wet, you got to dry them off a little bit, but they will light once you get it backlit. And even if it runs out of fuel, you can get enough sparks to still get a fire started, most likely. So really easy thing to carry, and again, the Bic lighters last almost forever, but if you take that little safety piece off, if you have gloves on, if it's winter, that thing is just a lot easier to strike. All right, I've noticed with my EDC, I have to have some type of tools to fix something. Now, you can carry a multi-tool, and it has a multitude of different things on there, but I much prefer a little bit kit. And here is one from Galvanex, if I'm not mistaken. This all actually come together, but this is made where it can go into something that has a handle in it. I usually just use this right here, and that's kind of my bit kit. So this is the Galvanex kit that I picked up. Now this is very similar. It is pretty much a clone of the Leatherman kit. Only difference in what I like about this one, possibly even a little better, the Leatherman kit is this side and this side, but separated. Well, this one's all together and has every one of the same bits that they have. So I have Phillips, I have flathead, I have Torx bits, I have star bits. I don't even know what these are, to be candid with you, and I have some more Allen wrench kind of screws here. But basically, you take these out, and they are the flat kind if you've never seen these. And from best I can tell, they're still fairly new. You have to push the small side out and then pull it out from the big side. although they look the same size. But basically the way this works, so that is a 1/4 inch hex. And even though that's not, it's just like the leather bin bits, they fit in there and they fit in just fine. And there's a magnet in there that kind of holds them in there. And there's actually, I don't know if you can see it, but inside that, there's like a little metal ring. And that metal ring falls right in line with, there's a little divot right there. And that just really helps. So one, the magnet grabs a hold of it, but that metal ring grabs a hold of it and just really makes it where it doesn't come out super easy. So you can usually get enough pressure on this to get something loose and use it as a screwdriver, but tons of uses that you can get out of this, and just something I think is just an absolute must to have in an EDC kit. And I can't tell you how many times I come across reasons to need some of these bits. So if you have knives, all of your torque bits are excellent for any of your knives, but your Phillips head, your flat head, and your flat heads also, they can also double as a pry. So you can use those as a pry tool as well. And then up here in the top, also a little bit of lifesaver. So this is a micro screwdriver. So it's got a Phillips on that side and a flat on that side. If you have sunglasses or reading glasses, that thing is a lifesaver if a screw either starts coming loose or popping out with those. So really cool, really small form factor, but gives me a lot of usability in a very small form factor. All right, so that's all that I have on this side. So now let's take a look at this side. And honestly, for this one, I kind of went more first aid. So in the first little pockets here, on one side, I have some ibuprofen. And on the second side, I have some allergy medicine. And this is just regular Benadryl, basically. This is just the generic version of it. So a couple reasons why I put those two. One, I'm old. I always find a reason why I need ibuprofen. But two, if I'm gonna have any kind of issue while I'm out, it's usually some kind of allergic reaction to something, whether I'm in the woods hiking and possibly need some Benadryl. So it's just a really good thing to have on hand and can really help out when you start to get that some kind of reaction or allergic reaction to something. All right, so in the little zipper pocket, continuing my first aid theme, I have a few things. Now, these things can also act as double duty. So first off, I have a big bandage, also in the black, keeping with my black theme, and I have a small bandage. Now, these are from a company called MyMedic, and for those of you, if you're familiar with MyMedic, some of the best first aid supplies out there. Highly recommend them. I think they're absolutely phenomenal. So, MyMedic, if you haven't checked those out, the Super Skin bandages are amazing. All right, so along with that, I actually have some triple antibiotic ointment. Now, this can also be used to assist in your fire making. So say I need to use that fire card, and while it's got something in it that kind of helps it burn for a long period of time, if I wanted to increase that burn time just a little bit, I could take a little bit of this and put on there, and that would actually make that burn even longer, just like especially petroleum jelly. So same thing, similar thing to it, so just really helps. So if I also find some cotton, some paper, I could also wad that up, put that on there, and kind of extend that fire making just a little bit for any kind of fire starter. And then the last thing I have is a way to disinfect. So this is an alcohol wipe. I think they call it, what is it, anesthetic towelette? Yeah. But this can also be used in fire making. So because it's got alcohol in it, it absolutely will flame up like crazy and give you a good way to start a fire and get it going. But you can also use it for the purpose it's intended, wiping off a wound before you put the Band-Aid on it. So that's it. This is basically everything I have in my kit. So tell me what you guys think. Is this something you would use? Is there anything that I'm missing? Anything like, man, that's crazy, why do you carry that? So I just think it's super helpful. So during the week, I wear a pair of pants called Proper, and they're kind of a duty pants, but they have pockets everywhere. So I'm able to carry any and everything that I need. But on the weekends, I like to dress down. I like to wear a homeless dad, as I call it. And I just want a way that I can carry more stuff. So when Roaring Fire sent me this gear, that's the first thing I thought of was, hey, I'm gonna step my game up when it comes to EDC on the weekends. So just looking at the case, it is really good quality. So they have something in here, like I don't know what it is, but it's meant to keep the form factor and kind of hold it together. It does make it just a little bit thicker, but it's not too thick. It's just really good to kind of keep that together. But really good quality, good materials. the zippers, or was it YKK zippers, I think it is, but they have basically this little seam built in. And when you close this thing up, while not waterproof, pretty water resistant, keeping water out of there. So I think this is just excellent. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Is this something you would use? And what would you put in it? So just remember, as we're out there wandering and preparing, let's make sure we do so by faith and not by sight. Just wanted to thank Roaring Fire and Gear for sending this to me to review, and go check them out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know what you would use this for.